there. Not quite there yet. It says it's there. It takes a minute for it to get there. Haven't seen it come live yet.
It says upcoming.
So hopefully, oh, there it is. So we're now live. We're live. I'll see you guys. See, you're live. Wave. Hi. It takes a minute. And we got good sound. So okay, I'm going to close mine. Clayton behind the camera. He's going to. Woo! I was trying to hit Clayton, but I missed.
What is this? Throw hats at Clayton Day?
Yes, yes. If you have a hat, throw it at Clayton. Thank you, but I was trying to be good, but Clayton wants me to be bad. He's encouraging bad behavior. He wants me to put my hat on.
Bad Clayton. Bad.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
Bad Clayton. Bad Clayton.
Yeah, Christina said hi.
Hi, Christina. How are you?
Hi, Christina.
Hi.
Okay. Hello, everybody. So we are here Wednesday Job Hunt Live. Zach and I switched this day. Today you got me, and then we've got Chris, and we've got Josh here with us today.
Hi, guys.
So we're going to do something a little bit different than we normally do. Normally we bring you guys in and we chat about things and have challenges and all kinds of different stuff like that. But today we're going to specifically just chat with these gentlemen who have, Josh has been recently employed at Save Mart. You've been there for how many months now? 3, 4 months? 2, 3 months. Something like 2, 3 months. 2 months. 2 months. I'm getting the 2 month sign. And Chris here is at John's Incredible Pizza. Yeah?
Yeah.
How many years?
A year and 3 months now.
A year and 3 months.
Wow.
That's impressive. That's great. And you still like it?
Yeah,
That's
I'm
good.
enjoying it still.
Yeah? Very good. So that's really, really cool. I mean, people don't really think about, how long you're at a job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most of us, once you get in the job, you're just kind of there, you're working, you show up every day, blah, blah, blah. And time flies and all of a sudden you're there for a year and 3 months.
Yeah.
But from an employer standpoint, it's a really big deal to have people stick around for a while. A lot of people jump jobs. A lot of people just don't work out for various different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So the ability to stick around for a while is really commendable. So good job on that. The other part, Josh, although he's been there for 2 months, Josh, you got something your first month there. What was that?
I've actually got an award for best customer service, and my nickname is actually the Bag Boy. And in my award, it says, Josh, the Bag Boy, has really welcomed customers, has really asked them, did they find everything? Do they need help going and help loading their groceries in their cars? Some customers need help.
Mm-hmm.
Some customers would rather do it themselves, taking their groceries out.
Right.
And
So after
loading
1
them
month,
themselves.
you got an award for good customer service,
Mhm.
which doesn't seem like that should be difficult to do, but they don't just hand those to everybody. There's a question in the back. So good on you, Josh. That means that you went in there and you just focused on doing the right thing. Being yourself, by the way. Josh is a really nice guy. All right, question in the back.
Just want to make a comment that he was trained how to bag by NOTP4U.
Yeah. So
Yes.
Okay, we got to give a little bit of thank you credit to NOTP4U for demonstrating what not to do when being a grocery bagger.
Even though I was trying not to laugh on camera. Like literally, I was trying not to laugh.
Oh,
on
you
camera.
can laugh. You're good. You're good. Yeah. So that's really good, Josh. So, but to my point again, when you show up, you don't always plan to be there for a long time. I mean, you don't plan to be there for a short time, but showing up, doing the work, caring, being good gets you those kinds of awards even in a short period of time. Nice job. So, Chris, tell us a little bit about John's Incredible Pizza. You've been there for a year and 3 months. So, what did you start out doing when you got there?
Training to like the busing part.
Okay.
Because I'm a busser,
Uh huh.
and it was hard at first, but then I learned, and then I was getting used to it, and now it's just easy, and it's my favorite job.
Oh,
so
yeah?
far.
Yeah. That's a good point, because at the beginning, even with the bagging or anything like that, it's always difficult in the beginning and a little nerve-wracking because you're getting into a rhythm. You're learning what to do. You're remembering where everything goes.
You're
getting into your routine, how fast you need to work and stuff like that. And then it probably only took you maybe a few weeks or a month to get comfortable with that, huh?
A week and a half. I did.
Even better.
Yeah.
A week and a half.
Yeah, it's just I was getting comfortable around the people, my coworkers, like
Uh-huh.
some I knew from here.
Oh, right.
Like Michael,
Uh-huh.
and then Brandon, who used to work there.
Uh-huh.
And I'm making a lot of new friends over there, like a lot of coworkers.
Sure.
That helped me.
Yeah. So that's really cool too, because one, we tend to think sometimes that going and getting a job somewhere, we don't know anybody, we don't know what we're doing, it's going to be a little scary because of those things. But what you find is, one, you pick it up pretty fast, and it's a great new place to make friends, just like kind of here stuff. Josh, have you experienced like making acquaintances and whatnot at Save Mart?
Oh yeah. There was one customer at Save Mart that I don't even have to ask, what kind of bags. I don't have to ask, do you want plastic or paper? She always goes with paper.
Yeah.
And then my thing with paper is I try not to rip the paper.
Sure, it's good.
Because one day, what was it? Oh, it was the day before yesterday, so Monday.
Uh-huh.
The stack of paper bags they had underneath. So I went to go grab, the
The new stack from underneath.
The new
bring it-
stack
yeah.
from underneath.
Uh-huh.
Well, the previous stack, I went to go bag, and I look, and there's a hole in the bag on the bottom, and I'm like, well, that's not gonna work. And then another day, one of the handles is like, oh, we're gonna rip, and
Yeah.
I'm like, another day, I said to myself, I'm like, why do people like paper bags so much?
Yeah. You know what? So, not to digress too much, but we'll digress real quick. Paper bags are actually better for the environment than the plastic bags are, because they got wild uses and other things like that, and they're biodegradable, by the way. It's just, you can use them for compost and whatnot. But the cool thing about that, though, is that what is he doing when he pulls out the bags and when he prepares them? He's actually paying attention to the quality of the bag, thinking of the customer in mind, probably a little bit himself. I don't want a bag with a already torn handle or a hole in or something like that.
Try not to make the bag so heavy.
Yeah, and try not to make the bag so heavy. So good looking out for the customer there. And then for going back to Chris and the busboy stuff, you said that you really love it now. So what is it about it that you love?
The environment, like I have like nice customers sometimes, like the good customers.
You get some regulars. You get friends with the customers.
I get some
too?
regulars and some mean ones, but I block the mean ones out.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a great experience over there.
Yeah.
The management has been liking my what I've been doing.
Sure.
Because some of my managers will say I'm like their number one busser because I listen and then I'm doing pretty much what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Like I open for them pretty much.
Oh, really?
Like when I work, yeah.
So you're the first guy in the building. You got keys. They give you keys. And...
Oh no.
No.
You're
one
just
of the
one of the
opening guy.
managers
Is already there.
Are already
Gotcha.
there, yeah.
Okay.
And the doors are open.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I go there really early in the morning, open the place,
Uh-huh. You got to do some like cleaning and stuff to get ready for the day, or
Yeah. Put all the chairs down.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure the tables are clean. Turn all the projectors and TVs on,
Oh,
and make sure we have all silverware out, plates out,
nice.
and then like make sure we have like clean rags for the tables to clean.
Nice. Very good. Now, so it sounds like you got a lot of hours over there. How many days a week do you work?
It's usually like I would work 4 days. I'll have like Monday and Tuesday I'll work, and then I'll have like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off, and then I'll work Saturday, Sunday, our
Okay.
most busiest days.
Right. Got it. Okay.
Mm.
And Josh, I know you barely come in the program anymore because you're working so much during program hours. But what's your schedule kind of like?
My schedule right now is this week I walked Monday and Tuesday, noon, 12 to 4.
Okay.
And today I'm off, and then tomorrow and Friday I walk 12 to 4.
Okay. So
And then I'm off Saturday and Sunday.
now you guys, before, I know Josh what your schedule was before, Chris, before you got this job and you were working all these hours, how much was it difficult for you to adjust from I wasn't working, I didn't have all these hours, now I do have all these hours and I'm working a lot? Was it a difficult transition for you, or did you adapt pretty quickly?
It was for like at least a month for me, because like I haven't, like when I'm at home, I'm pretty much sleeping the rest of the day after work.
Sure. It's a busy day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I'm usually like 9 to 5 most of the time.
Wow. Yeah.
They've cut it down since we're in the summer now, so like
Okay.
I've been like yesterday was 9:30 to 1:30, so I only had like 4 hours of a shift.
Got it. But still, it's a lot of time on your feet. You know,
Yeah.
so that wears you out after a little bit. How did you adjust? Are you still adjusting, Josh, to the schedule, or because Chris's is kind of set week to week? You know what you're doing for the most part, schedule wise. Yours still adjusts day to day.
Yeah, so my schedule, for example, if my schedule stays from that 12 to 4, then I can come here for an hour, leave at 10 to go catch a bus. Sometimes when I would come here and leave at 10, I would just go straight to walk.
Oh yeah.
And I will sit outside, just sit outside for a while before my shift.
Sure.
And then, what holiday? It was Mother's Day. It was Mother's Day weekend. And I was scheduled to walk. I didn't come in the program. I went to walk, not even 5 minutes. I walk in the door and my boss is all, would you mind clocking in early? Because we could use your help. I clocked in early. I bagged, because with my job, I'm responsible with bagging groceries, talking with the customers, making sure shopping carts get brought in. The other day, yesterday, I bought a total of 5 shopping carts in.
Cool. So, we got a question from the audience out there.
Somebody said, do you guys get holidays off, or do you have to work on holidays?
Ooh, good question, because you guys are in that retail restaurant industry. So, Chris?
Yes and no. Like they gave me Father's Day off, but I didn't have Mother's Day off.
Okay.
So like,
So they kind of mix it up for you, try to make it fair a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
yeah.
Josh, you haven't had too many, but you had to work Mother's Day?
No, yeah, I had to walk Mother's Day, had to walk Father's Day,
Okay.
which
Wait till Thanksgiving morning.
Thanksgiving, I'm just gonna be like,
The morning, when the people like me who forget stuff at that point.
Yeah. Well, that's it's cool because one of the things that is always difficult when you're getting out and getting that first independent job, or really, you know, that job that eats up a lot of time, it's an adjust to your life a little bit, that schedule, you know. But good on you, Josh, for there's folks that sometimes wonder, wow, well, if I get a job, how am I still going to get to go to program, you know? And Josh, you're a good example of making that work. Now, Chris, you're a great example of, well, I got a job and, well, I work all the time. So I come in when I can. So you do good by coming in as well. Now that you got this, we're good on time. You've got independent employment. You've been working for a year and a half, a couple months, so you're going to be there for a while. Chris, for you, thoughts of next steps? Do you want to, you know, I don't know all the opportunities at John's Incredible, but maybe running the register, working in the kitchen, like actually making the pizzas. Any ideas about moving positions or learning new things?
I've been wanting to learn some like couple other positions, like the register. Like I have a friend who's been like teaching me how to do it, even though he's not the one who's supposed to train the management.
We won't tell anyone.
Delete that part. I'm just kidding. Don't use names. Don't use names.
That or be promoted to like supervisor.
Oh, okay. You never know.
Yeah.
No, that's good to have the goals and stuff, and it's good to cross train. I think. So, do you have fear around learning new positions?
Yeah. I get nervous a lot and scared a lot of learning new things sometimes.
Is it the same kind of feeling though you had when you started learning the busing stuff? It's the same fear?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just have to learn about it and then like do it and then like hopefully get used to it and like I'll be comfortable around it.
And do you feel like that fear is holding you back at all right now?
Yeah.
In what way?
It is because like I don't know if I will like be there longer or like yeah.
So I get it. It's a lot, but I think it's good to like recognize that you moved through that fear. You didn't overcome it, because the fear, you don't actually overcome fear. You move through fear, and as you do that, you realize, okay, well, that part is past. Fear still exists, but I've got this rhythm. I've got this, you know, I'm good at what I do now, and I'm comfortable with that. That same process can happen with learning to register, learning to cook, even being a supervisor.
Yeah.
So it's good to it's good to learn to recognize that fear is not a roadblock. It's just a fog, basically, that you got to walk through. And on the other side of that fog it's clear again, right?
Yeah. It's just like I learn, like busing is more easier, and like I'm just like scared if I do a new position, like then it'll be harder than busing, and like I wouldn't want to go back to busing.
I gotcha. So there is that fear of, you know, you try something new, it doesn't work out, so you got to go back to something old. Well, I mean, that's a reasonable fear, and that does happen. But sometimes the good part about that is that you learned maybe that's something you don't like, maybe that's something that you're just not good at and should try something else. But it shouldn't be a roadblock to continuing to grow into other areas. For example, in the pizza restaurant you're at, you have a cashier, you have the busser, you have the dishwasher, and you have cooks, right? And then you have supervisors. So maybe the cashier piece doesn't work out, but maybe flipping some pizzas does, you know?
Yeah.
So don't forget about the game room attendants.
Ooh, game room attendant, yeah.
Those are fun.
So it's always good to try things, and although there's fear in the failing, don't let that stop you from trying, because you may learn, this is one of the most important parts, you may learn, I didn't want to do that anyway. Right? That's a really important lesson, because now you're not wasting time on something that might not have been good for you. You're going to focus that energy and time on something that can be good for you. Right? So That's pretty cool that you're trying though, and so keep that up, and maybe even ask a supervisor if you'd hey, can I get some cross training? Just curious about other positions. You never know, they might let you. Got a question?
Yeah, somebody asked about calling out for work and if they know what their policies are.
If these guys know what their
Yeah,
policies
they're
are?
gonna, yeah,
Oh.
they're gonna be sick or late, what they do.
Chris, what's the policy at John's Incredible for calling out?
It has changed now. Like, it's like at first it was like just calling in sick and then okay, done. I'm at home sick, but now they changed it to like when we call in, we have to either have like a doctor's note to bring in the next day or like, cause like we've had like a lot of unexcused callings, like
Sure.
unexcused.
None of that's you though, by the way, right?
No.
I knew that.
No, I haven't. Well, I've called in a couple of times, but like that was like before they changed it up. Like,
Well, I mean, it's gonna happen. So, but what's most important is you understand the policy, you know what's required, and you're following that piece.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
Josh, how about you? What's the policy at Save Mart?
My policy is, let's say, Mount, like if you want to call in or if you want to take time off, you have to do it 2 weeks in advance before the schedule comes out. For example, I have a dentist appointment coming up. So what I did last weekend was I went to my boss or one of the co-managers and I said, hey, is there any way that I could put in a time off request for June 10th because I have a dentist appointment that day? He showed me it's really simple on the time clock where you clock in and clock out.
Uh-huh.
I actually did my time off request with a little help from my one of the managers. He helped me go step by step on the time clock to help me put in that request. And then once you put in that request, it's already on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
no one will schedule you for that day off because you requested it off.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty handy.
Mhm.
I love technology when it works like that. That's cool. So hopefully answer the question. It sounds like these guys definitely know the policies for their work. The reality though is you're gonna take time off. You're gonna have dentist appointments. You're gonna get sick. You're gonna want to go on vacation. You're gonna just want to take a day, you know, to kick back every once in a while.
You want to take is for me. It's like you got a job, but you want to take that mental day off. You know, like you want to take that day off just to relax and do your normal things you do at home. But yet in the back of your mind, you're like, no, I have a job. I have other responsibilities. I am to be there.
So the responsibility. If you think about taking a day off, what makes you nervous or uncomfortable about not being there? Chris, we'll start with you.
Like not being there, like I always just like, oh, when I'm not there, I'm like wondering what's going on, like what am I missing out, and like who left, who got fired. Because I've like on the days I've called, like some of my friends, like I was like, oh, where'd they go? And like they just disappeared. And, like,
Oh.
like I was like, oh, they got fired. Like, and someone would tell me, oh, they got fired when you weren't here. And I was like, what? I was like,
Yeah.
and
It's a reasonable concern. Yeah. Josh, how about you?
With me, it's if I'm not there, and if I go back the next day, I'll say, we'll be busy.
Mm-hmm.
Because my thing is, if I'm not there, Are we going to be busy? Are we not going to be busy? Are we going to be swamped?
Mhm.
Because that's happened. I know the previous weekend, I only worked Saturday and I had Sunday off.
Yeah.
The previous weekend, I walked from 9 to 1, so I was walking the morning shift. I got to Save Mall. I looked outside. There was about 15 carts already in the return
Uh-huh.
part, and I look at my watch and I'm like, what's going on? Why are all these shopping carts here at like 8:55 in the morning? And I'm like, I go inside and there's one cashier and one bagger
Oh, yeah.
trying to help, and it's like,
So that's the thing. So that's kind of my point where I was going with it is, you know, we have to take days off. We're gonna get sick. It's just part of life, and the business owners have to accept that part, and we have to accept that part. But you should be considerate of, hey, I'm on the schedule to work this day, but all of a sudden I can't. The part for me that bothers me the most when I can't come in is I know that now Clayton has to do a little bit extra, and other people have to do a little bit extra because I didn't show up. If I'm sick, I'm sick. That's the way it goes.
Right.
You know. But if I'm just kicking back and putting my feet up because I needed a 3-day weekend, or you know what, I feel like taking the day. That's the part where it's kind of like, you know. So if you schedule those days off appropriately, like you were saying, Josh, I need a me day.
Right.
Schedule it appropriately. Don't just take it. That's
Right.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
because if you for one, you want to let somebody know that, hey, I'm going to be off for 2 weeks. You need to do that, because if you're not going to do that, there's a possibility to where you'll get fired for not calling in, and you won't have a job, and then you will go back and say, why did I screw up? Why did I do that to myself?
Exactly. You were gonna say something, Chris?
Well, like when I schedule a day off to have like those me days, like the next day I go in, I feel like well rested, because like one of these days I had a day off, and then the next day we had like 5 school buses parked outside.
Oh, wow.
Because like everyone's starting their field trips in May, in
Yeah.
the beginning of May,
Yeah.
and half of June.
Yep.
So like I was like, oh, thank God I took a rest day yesterday, because there was
Sure.
like a lot of kids, like a lot of
Yeah.
middle school kids and high school kids,
Yeah.
and a lot of messes. But it was a stress day, but like I got through it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes those really busy days, the day goes by so fast because you're so busy all day. You're like, man, it's already time to take a break, and then it's already time for lunch, and then it's already time to get out of here. So, well, that's good. I mean, it's so important to take those times for yourself to recover and
Absolutely.
recuperate and feel good. Just as long as you're doing it the appropriate way, and that, I think, really answers that question very deeply. I hope so. Anyway, we only got a couple more minutes. Oh, geez, we got one more question down here.
Question for me.
Uh-oh.
Would you recommend people to work where you work?
Good question. Would you guys recommend for our folks here, anybody to work at John's Incredible Pizza and Save Mart? Chris, we'll start with you.
Yeah, there's some cool parts of the job. Like the Fun World side is a cool place to work at. I've heard from a bunch of my friends that work on that side. They love that side better than the busing side or the other side.
Oh, good. All right, that's one good review. John's Incredible Pizza. If you're interested, get with Zach. All right, Josh.
We
Save
are
Mart.
hiring.
Oh, hey!
Oh,
We hired some
hey!
cashiers. We need some pizza cooks, some
Oh.
busters.
There we go. If you're interested, get with Zach. Get with Mr. Weiss.
And you already have a friend there.
Absolutely.
Somebody you could be comfortable with.
Absolutely. Someone you already know, someone who, be there, show the ropes maybe a little bit, but definitely encouragement, right?
Yeah.
All right. Josh, Save Mart. What do you think?
I would recommend it because with my job, we're always looking for baggers. And if you want a job at Save Malt, be prepared. You are going to be on your feet a lot.
Yeah.
You are going to be responsible for not just bagging. You're going to be responsible for talking with customers, making sure they find everything, making sure that you help them out to their vehicles to load the groceries. You'll be responsible for taking carts and putting them away. I've put a total of, the other day I counted, I did about 15 carts, bringing them back and forth. Every day.
Very good. All right. So that's another vote for Save Mart, and we've got positions open at both places. So get with Zach Weiss if you're interested. Chris, thank you very much for coming in. It's always
for
great to
having
see
me.
you. You know, you're always welcome in here. Josh, as always, we'll
Thank
see
you.
on your next day off. All right, guys. Hope you learned a little bit. Hope you had a little bit of fun. We'll see you tomorrow, which is Thursday, YouTube Live, where I'm not sure what Clayton will be cooking since Gabrielle's out, but I'm sure it'll be a calamity. So I'll see you there. All right.
Oh, boy.
Take care, guys. Thank you very much.